Hey you guys, how's it going? I'm going to be harvesting the purple yam today. This is a yam also known as ube. It is very popular in the Philippines, Southeast Asia, tropical places to grow this. It's a very reliable survival type of a crop. This yam is actually not related to the sweet potatoes or the most people in America know as yam. If you want to learn more about this root vegetable, go check out a couple of the videos that I will link to you guys down below. One of the great things, I guess, of being in a climate that has mild winter is that you don't have to really rush doing certain garden work like a lot of the tubers. I can just keep it in the ground until the time I want to harvest them. That's why this is really long overdue, because this purple yam has died back 2 months ago. So this one has been growing in a container about 14-inch diameter. This plant was getting morning sun all the way till noontime until the crop got tall enough. I was able to double stack the tomato cage, just inverting them. And so that has doubled the height, brought it up to 10 feet tall. That way it was getting full sun through the rest of the growing season. So we'll see how the plant has done. So you can see, this is it. The trellis is quite tall. All right. Let's go ahead and remove the trellis so that we can take out the plant. Let's show you guys what it looks like. Oh crap, not good. Oops. So, all this goodness. I want you guys to check out this pot. Look at the root system. It's so wet in there. We had all that rain last time and it hasn't really evaporated. I forgot what I was growing, but one time I asked my friend, how can I get this plant to fruit? And so he said to me that he just, his job is to take care of the plants and the trees, and if they flower and fruit, he's just grateful for it. So don't search for, these things we call, like, I guess, the prize of it, but also to enjoy the process of growing or whatever you do. So I try to go with that mentality. I really thought that was a very nice philosophy. Sorry, I just sliced a little wedge off. The thing with the Hori can be quite sharp. So we'll see how much this plant wants to give me this season. Ooh, I'm seeing something pretty good here. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to go ahead and wash this so you can get a better picture of this. This one is rotting. All right, got it done. Here's my harvest. I put 2 plants in, and this is what I got out of this 14-inch pot. This is actually a lot better harvest than I did last time with my previous episode, which is like my first harvest ever. And that one was grown in a lot more shade. So I could see that having it in more sun does produce more tubers. There were actually 2 of the tubers had rotted out, and this is the 3rd one. That's so it's around like 2.5 tubers have rotted out. This one, I'm hoping that I would be able to grow it out of just by slicing the top of this off, because this one, this part is rotted, but the head here is still firm. So I'm hoping it's still good enough to get it to sprout. And all of this, whoops, just dropped one. That tiny little one was accidentally sliced it off during the time I was digging things up. And then I can see that there's tiny little purple bumps. This is the eyes. It's kind of like potatoes, you know. This is the part where they would start sprouting again. I'm just going to cut off the really mushy part. Hummingbird. That was a hummingbird. He's been back and forth here, but it's quite hard to catch him in the shot. Okay, I'm just gonna keep removing this part that's all soft and mushy. Okay, it's getting hard to cut. I think that means we're getting to the good stuff here. I should stop this cut pretty soon. I'm just gonna trim off this root. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna hose this off real quick. Let's take a look at the harvest to understand how this plant grows. So this is that main stem that I originally planted just a little piece, like just to cut the top off of this tuber, and then it started rooting and then it sprouted. This is that main stem that went up, you know, and grew into a vine. And then the bottom grows pretty much like a sweet potato. As you can see, one plant produces multiple tubers. And here's those vigorous root. This is like, looks like this one is forming from like a new plant. To plant this, you just need to identify where I call it the head, which is this part here, because this is the main stem that grows up into a plant. And then you'll see how the roots are kind of extending out from all directions. And then here's the tuber, kind of goes, you know, down into the earth. So I just need to cut the top off, and then turning this around, you can see there's a little smaller little bump here. I think that's going to be another tuber that's going to form. So I'm just gonna cut off this much, and then you can eat the rest of this part. Of course, this one is like a really small one that I decided to just cut out to show you. Sound like so crisp. Look at that. Oh, so beautiful. I'm just going to trim off all of these roots. They're all dried anyway. With this piece, I'm just going to leave it out for a few days indoors and just let it dry out, and then I can plant this like normal. Put it in a little pot and just kind of wait for it to sprout up. I usually find that putting under or on top of a heating mat and a humidity dome would increase the rate, just because this is a tropical plant. It loves the moisture and the, you know, the humidity and the warmth. Let me just set that aside. I just gave this piece a wash. This is the piece that I just removed all the mushy part earlier to prevent it from further rotting. The next step is just to dry it out and just put it over like a paper towel. So I'm just gonna gently dry it out a bit. The next thing I'm gonna do is put some turmeric powder in. Now last time I've done this experiment where I had my spiral ginger as one of the rare, exotic gingers. It's so beautiful, and I was able to save that plant because it basically was rotting out in the winter, last winter, indoor, not getting enough light and having too much water, rotted out. I was able to save a little chunk of that. Removed all, the mushy parts. Since turmeric has antifungal, antibacterial properties, I thought I'd give it a try experimenting with that spiral ginger. I basically just sprinkled it all over the little part of the rhizome that was left, removed all the bad parts, and then I just sprinkled the turmeric on top. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Actually, I think I can just do this. Just get it on wherever that was kind of like close to the mushy part. I'm just going to sprinkle this over it. So I'm really happy that I was able to save my plant. That's it. I'm just going to leave this out for a few days to dry, and then I would just plant it like as usual. This concludes today's harvest. Thank you guys for joining me out here to harvest the ube today. I'm actually quite happy with this result. Hopefully getting in the ground next time. Even though I have a spot in the ground for it that gets more like dabbled sunlight and a little bit of morning sun, but hopefully when the vine climbs up the arch, it's going to get full sun by then. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted to see how they do when planted in the ground. That's it. Thank you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy this video. And yeah, you can head over to my website. I got some seeds and plants if you guys are interested in picking up more for your garden. Thank you for your support, and I shall see you right back here in the next video. Bye.